Hey guys, what's up? Witterfitness here. Now I know a lot of you have been complaining about, you've been doing a lot of stuff to lose weight. You've been decreasing your calories. You've been working out, but yet still you're not seeing any weight loss. You're not seeing any progress in whatever you're trying to do to lose weight. Now, in this video, I'll be going through a process that you can take to try to change that, to try to get some results, right, by looking at the latest scientific literature as it relates to the topic of calories in versus calories out, and if that is the only thing you need to focus on when losing weight, what are the other factors that you need to take into consideration when it comes to losing weight. So stay tuned. Back to the video. For years, we have been taught that the simple action of reducing our caloric intake is the key to losing weight. So that is burning more calories than you put out. Right? So for years, we have been learning this, that it's all about calories in versus calories out. Right? So are we just focusing on calories in versus calories out? I believe so, because that is what is being preached a lot. It's all about, hey, all you need to do is to eat less calories than you consume and you will lose weight. While this is so, I believe that there are other factors that contribute to weight loss and not just merely calories in versus calories out. And in this presentation, I will be highlighting those factors by using scientific literature. Now, in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Journal Watts 2015 highlighted that energy compensation is more likely when you reduce rather than increase energy consumption. So that is, it is more likely for you to gain weight whenever you decrease your caloric intake. You're more likely to gain weight after that diet. So for example, right? You say you're going to go on a diet for a month. You're going to go on a certain diet. You're going to go into a caloric deficit for a month. You're more likely to regain the weight that you've lost. Right? So this is what they are saying. Right? So they conducted a study that lasted for 14 days. It was carried out blind in a metabolic laboratory, right? Now, they found that subjects completely compensated for the loss of calories. Now, this is saying that if you consume less calories, your body is more likely to compensate for the energy loss, right? As I stated before. Now, please note that this experiment was carried out blind. The subjects weren't aware of the fact that the meals that they were eating were lesser and lesser calories, right? So I'm going to now use a study that was not carried out blind, and you will now see what the result was like, right? So let's go into that. All right, so Levitsky and Derosimo 2010, in 2010 they conducted an experiment where women either fasted or ate 1200 calories for 4 days, and then for the other 4 days they ate normally. Now what happened is they regained body weight that was lost, right? So it appears that reducing food intake resulted in a decreased metabolic rate, thus resulting in the recovery of body weight. And so it appears that in this research, when they decreased their caloric intake, their metabolic rate slowed down. And so after the diet, when they were told to eat normally, to eat what they would normally eat, they regained the weight, right? So this study suggested that the failure to maintain a reduced body weight does not necessarily reflect in an increased appetite or a raised food intake. Rather, physiological mechanisms that have played important roles, right? So there are so many different factors other than simply reducing caloric intake, right? So I would say, instead of focusing instead of solely focusing on the reduction of calories, we need to focus on the quality of our meals. We need to focus on the micronutrient content in our foods and the macronutrient content in our foods. Also, we need to know what is the glycemic level in the foods that we are consuming, right? So, given that the body compensates for energy lost, we should find ways to outflank such mechanisms, right? By not just reducing our caloric intake, but consuming whole foods. Consuming whole foods, eating a balanced diet coupled with at least moderate exercising. So we should not just focus on reducing caloric intake. So that is why a lot of us we are always in a deficit. We are always trying to put ourselves into this starvation mode. No, we cannot do that. Research shows that this will slow down your metabolic rate, especially if you're not eating healthy. Some of us, we are eating in a caloric deficit, but we're not eating foods that are healthy. So we're saying, oh, I'm just eating fast food. I'm just eating a burger today. A burger, maybe the burger meal contain what, 1,300 calories, and that's the only thing that you ate for the day. But what is in that burger that you're eating? It's all just fat. It's all just fat and oily foods that you're eating, and you're justifying it by saying that, hey, I'm in a caloric deficit. And then you're not seeing any progress. You're still not seeing any slow, steady progress in your weight loss journey. And so you have to be careful. You have to just be mindful of the foods that you're eating. So my conclusion is that we should not just focus on eating less food. We should focus on eating healthy, whole foods that will enable our body to go through the weight loss process. We should adapt a healthy lifestyle. We should not just say, oh, we're just going to diet for this period of time. No, we should adapt a healthy lifestyle and also be patient. So it is not just the physiological mechanisms, but also the psychological part of it. All right. So we should, whenever you're trying to change your lifestyle, whenever you're trying to break a bad habit, it takes a lot of effort mentally. So we also have to work on the psychological part. We have to keep ourselves motivated. We have to stay positive to take on a healthy lifestyle journey. All right, guys. So peace. No, peace.